Now, before we get started, this is the press conference from the Four Seasons, not the Four Seasons Hotel. Four Seasons Landscaping. This is what the place looked like. Remember, we did the story about how the campaign is in disarray and doesn't know what they're doing? They booked a press conference at a landscaping company. Across the street was a sex shop and a crematorium. Oh, shit. So let's but that's, I wasn't going to do this story, but something came out this morning about something else that happened to it, because just him having it at the Four Seasons is hilarious enough. Let's listen to a little bit of it, though. Doesn't seem like the audio is too good on it.
First part of a situation that is extremely troubling. First of all, for the state of Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and then for a number of other states. And these lawsuits will be brought starting on Monday. But the first time it was discovered was here in...
They brought lawsuits last week.
Just a couple of days ago. The people you see behind...
They were bringing lawsuits before the fucking voting even started.
Poll watchers who will all testify that they were...
Now, this is in Pennsylvania, where they actually had to testify in front of a judge that, yes, the campaign was allowed access to see the ballot counting. And the judge looked at him and said, okay, then, so what's your problem? And then threw out the case.
Uniformly will wait. That they were uniformly...
Now, did you see him taking out his phone?
To inspect.
Apparently, about that time is when Biden was officially announced as the winner of the election. So they're probably looking at the news alerts they're getting on their phone. The race has been called for Biden.
The mail-in ballots were a source of some degree of skepticism, if not a lot of skepticism, as being innately prone to fraud. The New York Times...
Yes, this is where that happens.
Written that
we're going to get to see it here in a second.
Under other circumstances, but of course changed their mind once it was a situation involving President Trump. Congress
now, several Republicans attorneys general
and compendious review of
signed on to this nonsense
ballots as the most prone to fraud. With all that, you would have expected
lawsuits, including Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron, who I've bitched about a lot on this show because of the Breonna Taylor case.
Instead,
Kentucky has the same law he's contesting in Pennsylvania. That's how dumb these people are.
In a city that's been Democrat for 60 years and has a very long history of voter fraud, documented history of voter fraud, instead of going to a high degree of care to allow inspections of the mail-in ballots, there was no inspection of a single mail-in ballot.
I don't think that's true at all.
Those mail-in ballots could have been for anybody.
What?
Those mail-in ballots could have been for anybody they wrote in. Those mail-in ballots could have been written the day before by the Democratic Party hacks that were all over the convention center. What I'm saying to you is not a single one was inspected, as the law required. Even when
they were. They had to admit in court that they were.
Allow the Republican inspectors to get 6 feet closer. They moved the people counting the ballots 6 further feet away. It's really simple. You have nothing to hide.
Oh, shit.
Mail-in ballots. You allow inspection. I mean, this is common knowledge, common practice in the examination of absentee ballots, which happens all the time. Take out the absentee ballot, you open it up, the Republican looks at it, the Democrat looks at it. If nobody objects,
you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
If either objects, you put it aside. That's what's done for absentee ballots, which have the extra security of having signatures you can match. Here, with such a much more insecure method of voting, no Republican got a chance to look at that ballot. Some of the ballots you will see look.
See, they're all. He's looking at his phone right now. He's getting the news
They look like same pen.
that Biden won.
Possibly same handwriting. We can't say that because we never got to see it.
I think the press asked him about it here in just a second.
Now you're also going to find that way across, on the other side of the state, there is a similar situation in Pittsburgh.
But the funniest thing about this hasn't happened yet. Please wait for it. Wait for it.
That were uninspected, unreviewed, not observed by a single Republican.
They admitted in court that's false.
Got to be a pattern.
A pattern of Republicans doing dumb shit. Fuck. And this is on Donald Trump's YouTube. Had to sell ads. That's how broke the campaign is. By the way, if you are getting emails, any of my conservative friends that may be watching this, if you are getting emails asking to contribute to his legal fund, do not do it. It has to hit a certain threshold before they even give the money to the legal fund. It's going to pay off the campaign expenses because he never pays his bills. I know, it is disheartening that 70 million people still voted for it. It is disheartening that 5 million more people voted for it than in 2016.
Mine says I don't believe in conspiracies, but I also don't believe in coincidences. Kind of funny that all Republicans were rejected here and all Republicans were rejected in Pittsburgh.
Kind of funny that he's lying.
Gee, just about the 700,000 votes.
Do you see the press leaving?
Head by 2 days ago that disappeared. And we have no way of knowing, because we were deprived of the right to inspect, if a single one of those ballots is legitimate.
Guys, are you ready for this?
That is unheard of. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional.
We're getting to the best part here.
And we will be bringing an action challenging that. And I emphasize to you, it's only one of the many other infirmities in this election. I know this city has a sad history of...
One of my right-wing friends sent me a whole list of shit.
Frazier is still voting.
I looked at the very last one, and it was a wagon of ballots. I'm like, you know, like all this shit has been disproved, especially the wagon of ballots. That turned out to be a cameraman and his camera equipment.
But we should go see if Joe is voting Republican or Democrat now from the grave. Also, Will Smith's father has voted here twice since he died. I don't know how he votes because his vote is secret. In Philadelphia, they keep the votes of dead people secret. At least that is something.
They're supposed to keep the votes of everybody secret.
I'm not attacking the people of Philadelphia. I'm attacking a decrepit democratic machine, which has a lot of other reasons to be attacked. It's been around for 65 years. You keep electing the same people. The city gets no better. The crime goes way through the roof. The riots you have, the police stand by and watch it, not because of the police.
The crime, you know, are you talking about the police shooting somebody in the middle of the street? That kind of crime?
You are poorly served, ladies and gentlemen of Philadelphia. And then you got a political machine. Mayors who let riots take place. District attorneys who set criminals free. I don't think they're going to care much about ballot fraud. This is outrageous.
Now he's getting ready to bring up somebody to talk to us about fraud.
Very, very suspect method of voting. There was no security. Zero. The people of this city, people of this country, have no assurance at all that those ballots were actually cast. They would have to have been almost unanimously cast for Joe Biden in order to catch up.
Yes,
Let me have one or two of the people
in a large city that leans Democratic to begin with.
2 or 3 of about
Mail-in ballots.
so far.
No, I want to bring up the fact that in Pennsylvania, the GOP sued to make sure that they couldn't count mail-in ballots until Election Day. And then they're going to complain that all the mail-in ballots, which lean Democratic because Trump was trying to kill his own supporters, told them not to vote mail-in, lean Democratic. It's no surprise. We talked about that on this show for weeks before the election. I was telling people watching my stream all the way back at the fucking conventions that we weren't going to know on election night who the winner was. And I'm not the fucking Karnak or anything. I just listen to the fucking people that know what they're talking about. People that aren't Rudy Giuliani. But here. He's getting ready to bring somebody up. Talk to us about fraud.
Affidavits, recordings. We're going to have many, many witnesses. It's not a small case. It can be a big case. But I wanted you to get the flavor of it here in Philadelphia because we also have to alert the people of Pittsburgh that the same fraud was done to them as here. And I'll also add, same thing was done in Georgia. The same thing was done in Michigan. The same thing was done in North Carolina.
If there's such widespread fraud, why didn't the Democrats give themselves the Senate?
Sent out a little note that said, don't let the Republicans look at those mail-in ballots. At least not in the big Democratic hack cities that we control.
Don't talk about a
We
hack.
want to destroy those cities, and now we're going to destroy their right to vote.
Shut up, Rudy. Come on, bring the guy up. Come on.
So let's start off first.
His name is Daryl Brooks.
Friend, you just tell briefly what happened to you, who you are.
He doesn't even know who he is.
I am Daryl Brooks. I'm Philadelphia.
Rudy, you mighta should have checked out his background before you brought him up.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Okay.
Oh, shit. Let's listen to him here for a second. If you guys saw the story this morning, you know what I'm getting ready to call him on.
Daryl Brooks, Philadelphia resident. Here for about 2 years. I come
He is not a Philadelphia resident.
out here to support our president, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to be on the go to the poll to watch. A lot of us were excited about the president winning a second term. And a lot
So
of
this was Rudy Giuliani's poll watcher,
were especially
Daryl Brooks.
plan. Now they-
Are you guys ready for who Daryl Brooks is? I've been teasing it. Because of course, Daryl Brooks is a convicted sex offender. And not just any sex offender. He's a child molester. Oh, fuck. Endangering the welfare of a minor for exposing himself to two girls, ages 7 and 11. And he's not a resident of Philadelphia. He is a resident of New Jersey. But he is our expert to prove that the Democrats are committing fraud.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes, Rudy. Yes, I fucking do. I think right-wingers are some of the dumbest fucks walking the planet. Because you held a press conference at what you thought was a fancy hotel. And you invited a child molester, which, hey, birds of a feather, right? It's not like Rudy doesn't have his own accusations against him. I'm telling you, these people are absolute fucking morons. How in the world they ever got anywhere near the levers of power in this country is an indictment on the American people.